Okay, so assume we've got bands again. I'm going to start off because you're kind of All right, so starting off hip mobility as per, coming down onto all fours, and you're going to tuck the toes under. So starting off all fours, tuck the toes under and go a little bit wider than your hips with your knees, because we're going to be coming up into kind of a squat position. Don't worry about whether your heels are up or down. It's just going to be an exploration for hip mobility. So from there, start to walk yourself backwards, pick up your knees and come to the bottom of a squat. And if I'm going to turn slightly so you can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm at the bottom of a squat. You might have both heels down, you might have one heel down, you might have your hands down giving you some support. Doesn't matter. Wherever you are here, all I want you to do, whether hands are down or up, is just gently push out into your knees. So you can see I've got one heel up this morning. Went for a long training run yesterday. One of my calves is a little bit tight, so I'm heel up on that side. And all I'm going to do is just kind of move about, oscillate your hips, if you like, rock from side to side. You can kind of switch your weight from foot to foot. Again, like I say, your hands can be down, they can be further out here, whatever kind of feels relatively comfy at this time in the morning. You could go a little bit wider with the feet. And all I'm doing is kind of moving at the bottom of a squat, just working into the hips as per usual. You can bring your hands down to get you a little bit deeper and just change the position somewhat. But it's an exploration. There's no right or wrong. You're just moving about in that position. Just letting the hips open, sitting deep into your squat. Not overly concerned about what your spine's doing, as long as it doesn't hurt, obviously, but it's more about the hips. Just have a bounce about there. And then come back down onto all fours. So I'm turning around just so I can keep my knees on the mat. Same thing, go wide again with the knees, not too wide, just slightly wider than hips. Make sure the toes are tucked and just sink your hips back towards your heels. And you're trying to keep, this time, you are trying to keep your butt stuck out. So in other words, don't round. Try and keep your butt stuck out as you sink back. Same thing, you're going to walk your hands back and you're going to come up and over your feet, back into the bottom of the squat with the heels up this time. So if you had the heels down last time, make sure the heels are up. And then you're going to walk back down and walk out. So knees come down, walk back out to all fours, and then start to walk back again and come back up into the bottom of your squat. Heels up so you're nice and balanced. Same thing, hands come down, knees come down, walk out to all fours. One last time, more about the feet this time. Walk back, knees up, bottom of your squat, a little bit of balance. And then same thing, knees come down nice and easy and walk it out. And then you could give your feet a bit of a break. So from there, we're going to go into like a fire hydrant. So this kind of movement on all fours, we're going to add in a band. This is what's this? We're calling this heavy. I'm kind of like, is it heavy? I'm not sure. I'll probably find out. I've not played with this one yet. So bring your band. I'm kind of regretting this decision already. I think this is going to be truly miserable, but we'll see. So bring your band above your knees, like dodgy knicker elastic. And then when you're ready, come to all fours. And same thing with this, try and get that neutral spine. So you've got a little bit of a dip in your lower back. Not too much, not arched, but you're not tucking either. So if in doubt, stick your ass out. And from there, taking your weight over to the left, so your right knee is free, push out into the band. But as you can see, I'm going very slow and controlled and back in, because it's easier to kind of fling the leg than it is to move with control. So up to the side, and down. Good. Okay. That's it. Perfect. Keep going. Last couple on this side anyway. And last one. Marvelous. Good. Switch sides. So take your weight onto the right leg or right knee. free up the left. And same again, pressing out with control into the band. Pause briefly at the top and then release back down. We're trying to just make it the leg that's moving and everything else stay nice and stable, which you two are doing a very good job at. Last two. And last one. And release. And then you can keep the band where it is. So we're going to go straight into a side plank. But just a slight variation on your, it's a big variation on yesterday, really. So we modified side plank with the leg lift. Yeah, let's stick with the elbow. I'm going to stick with the elbow. So elbow under shoulder. Stretch the legs out long to give you the length first. And then bend your bottom knee. So my knees are still level. Yeah, I've not brought them forward. So my knees are level and my leg, top leg is still in line. From there, you're going to pick up the hips just as you would with a side plank. Come on up. Organize there. And once you're there, we've got the horrible side leg lift to do. So same thing, same muscle group, pressing out into your band. Super slow. So we're hitting the muscles in the side of the hips quite a lot today, if you hadn't already noticed. All about balance, all about control, those muscles. Last three. Last two. And last one. Nicely done, good. And then we switch sides. Always got another side to do. Actually getting warm. It was chilly out here when I started. I'm getting nice and warm now. So same thing again, elbow under shoulder. Stretch the legs out long so you know they're actually in line, and then bend that bottom knee, but the knees stay level. Same thing, pick up the hips, up into your side plank. And when you're ready, lift and lower the top leg. Does anybody else feel like it's harder on this side because the bottom glute's having to do some work now as well? Like, oh. This is where we start to speed up. Everybody starts doing leg lifts like this. Get it done, get it done, get it done. Last three. Last two. Last one. Oh, control your body down to the ground. Well done, chaps. And then you're going to take the same band. I'm going to bring it down to the ankles. So down to the ankles. And then this time we're going into a high plank. So given where the band is, I can't do the usual plank transition that I do. So I'm going to have to trust you to get up into a high plank in a good position. But you're here. Yeah, nicely done. So just make sure there's, you don't want too much pressure out into the band because that's going to make it quite tight to lift the leg, but you don't want the band floppy between your legs either. So just pausing at the top of the plank. Make sure that you can breathe. And you're going to pick up your right leg. So you're going to pick up the right leg against the band, tap the toe down. And again, so same side. So working into the glute at the back this time. That's it. See if you can keep your leg straight, the one that's lifting, obviously. Do one more for about 8. And then lower the knees back down and just come off your wrists for a moment. So you get a little bit of a break in between before we do the other side. If you find the band's too hard, if that band's too hard, by all means switch your band now, because there's a little bit of you know, experimentation with right band for this. Andrea's in child's pose. I'm not entirely sure if she's ever going to come out of that. Just stay there. Yeah. All right, let's do the other side. Same thing when you're ready. Up you come into your plank. Tiny bit of resistance into the band. And then same thing on this side. Keep that leg straight, the one that's lifting. as best you can. So it will hit your hamstring as well, the straight of the leg. More bang for your buck. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. And then lower back down. I like Andrea's suggestion of coming into child's pose. It's kind of nice. So you can hover there for a moment. So today, today is the first day that we repeat a set of exercises. And it's going to be those 3. So if you were all excited about the fact that they were finished, no, I'm going to do them again. Starting off with the fire hydrants. So back up above the knees. Back to all 4s. And once we're all there, here we go. Shift your weight slightly over so that you can free up one knee and then press out into the band. Was he coming to laugh at you, Nicola, or just to... We got 2 more. And then straight into the other side, transfer your weight, and off we go again. I'm doing about 8, thereabouts. Or more if you wish. Last couple. And last one. And then coming down onto your side with the band around the ankles. We're coming back to our modified side plank. Body long, bend the bottom knee. What am I talking about? Knees. I'm having a moment. It's a plank, the other plank. Bend around the knees. Apologies, chaps. So bands around the knees for this one. Bend the bottom knee. Come up into your plank. Keep the hips nice and lifted. And we've got that same exercise into the glutes again on the side. Lift and lower. There'll be a tendency for the hips to want to rock backwards, so you can use the front of your leg. So make sure you're kind of angling your hips forward. Last 2. And last one. Slowly release, and we switch sides. Same thing, getting organized on this side, nice and long through the body. Elbow under shoulder, burn the bottom knee. Pick up the hips. You got your knee, you got your legs sorted out, Andrea. And there we go again on this side, lift and lower. Nicely done, chaps. Last 2. Last one. And release the hips down with as much control as you can manage. Band definitely comes down to the ankles now for the high plank. So band around the ankles. That's where I wish I'd shaved my legs. A little bit of pressure out into the band. And then when you're ready, come up into your plank. Nice high plank. Pause there, just check in, make sure you're not sagging through the back, not lifting through the hips. Nice and solid. Okay, keeping the right leg straight, start to lift it up against the resistance of the band. No special breathing, but just make sure you are. Try and keep your legs straight. Last 3. Last 2. And last one, well done. Good, bring the knees down, come back off your wrist just for a moment. Child's pose, good option. Sinking your hips back to your heels, letting your armpits relax down to the floor. Just brings you off your wrists for a moment. Gives you a chance to breathe. And then last one, promise, this last set on this side. Here we go, coming up into your plank. Good, once you're solid, here we go, left leg for 8. 4. 'Last one. Well done, chaps. Good, bring the knees down. Sink yourself back, have a breather before we move on. Cool. Okay, so coming up to standing. Yeah, we've got a little bit of balance work today, but I think let's try to see what this feels like. I usually do this with a grey band. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to a heavier band. I don't know why I feel the need to torture myself, but I'm gonna switch to a heavier band. So we're gonna be doing monster walks, this kind of stuff, bit of squatting and leg lifting. So the heavy band works well, but you can always take it off. Just feel free halfway through, if you're kind of going, oh, I can't do this, feel free to take it off and go for a lighter band or even no band. So band around the ankles to start with for the first one, which is going to be a squat and a side leg raise. It's the same muscle groups, unfortunately, but then they're important. So make sure that your feet, as best you can, are turned to straight forward. If that makes you squat nigh on impossible, then by all means turn your feet out a little bit. But when it comes to the leg lift, you want to really be leading with the heel. So you don't want to be turned out like this. Yeah, so we'll see where we get to. So as best you can with the feet straight on, nice and wide through the band. I'm going to sit down into your squat. Doesn't need to be big. You might get to parallel, that's absolutely fine. And then as you stand back up, transfer your weight over to one side and do a side leg lift against the band. The foot's going to come down. You're going to come back to your squat. You're going to stand. You're going to transfer the weight to the other side and single leg lift against the band. You can see I'm kind of doing this really super slow, so there's no momentum helping you. It's all about strength. Squat, stand, transfer the weight, keeping the tension on the band, and then open the leg even more. Leg comes down, foot comes down, squat, stand, transfer the weight, side leg lift, foot comes down. Just keep going side to side. Try and keep that tension on the band here as you switch and lift. Nearly lost my balance. Last couple. Last one. Back to center, and then release the tension. And then the band is going to go around the balls of the feet. So make sure that it's around the ball of the foot, the balls. Why can I not get the creases out of my band? There we go. And you're not crushing your little toe. Yeah, so you don't want it over your little toe. So balls of the feet. So let's make this one really hard. What's I going to say? There's something I was going to say. It'll come to me. If it comes to me, I'll tell you. But with this, doing like a little crab walk, and you let your feet definitely will want to turn out. You want to feel almost like you are pigeon-toed as you do this. I'm going to sink down into a teeny tiny little squat. So I'm just literally soft through the knees. Body nice and upright. I'm going to do this again, super slow. So you're going to press out into the band, put the foot down. Catch up halfway. Press out into the band. Catch up halfway. Step. half step. Then I'm running out of mat, so I'm going to go the other way. Now, because we're going super slow, there's more of a tendency to be kind of, you can see how much I'm rocking from side to side. If we were going a little bit quicker, we could probably eliminate that. But sort of you miss kind of a lot of the action, as it were. So if you're rocking from side to side, that's okay. But as best you can, try and stay as stable as you can. And there's it, I'm just clasping my hands, what I do with hands to chest, just to keep them out of the way. Pause, just wherever you are, just pause, as long as both feet are on the floor, and just check with your feet that they're not all of a sudden turned out like a duck. If they are, turn them in, and then keep going. So there's loads of ways of doing these kind of monster walks or crab walks. So let's speed it up a little bit. So we'll take little tiny steps. I feel like a space invader now. Does anybody else feel like a space invader? Is it just me? And then back again. You won't get as much rocking, but you will get some work through the glutes. Andrea, all I can see is your legs. It's just hilarious. I can see a pair of shorts and some legs going across the screen. Last set. I'm coming back into the middle of my mat, and then you can rest. Oh, anybody's buttocks feel slightly more awake than they did first thing? Coming down to the mat, I'm going to finish off with, well, it's my favorite stretch at the moment. Anyway, I'm trying to think best way around to do this. I think we did it on Friday. So it's the pretzel stretch. So you're going to come down, lie on your side towards the back of your mat, if in my case, because I've got concrete underneath me. So I want my top knee to be in a better position. So bring that top leg up, bending the top knee towards the chest. Pick up your bottom foot and grab it. Grab the ankle with your top hand. So once you've got your body tied in a small knot, I'm going to start to take that foot down to the floor, and that means twisting your upper body open. The top leg can come up at this point, not bothered. Let the head relax down. You can look over that back shoulder. So you're going to use the breath. You're going to inhale to hold and exhale to open out a little bit more, aiming to get top shoulder down to the floor. Just in that direction, doesn't need to get there. Inhale to hold, exhale, open a little bit further. One last time. Exhale, let gravity do its work, open that little bit further. And then release back through center, pick up the foot so that when you let it go, it doesn't twang towards the mat. You've got total control over it, yeah? And then we're gonna do the other side. So same thing, lying on your side, top leg being up towards the chest, grab the bottom ankle with your top hand. Once you've got that position, start to open the chest, taking the bottom foot towards the floor, top shoulder towards the floor. Inhale here, and then exhale, open that little bit further. As long as your neck's in a comfortable position, it can be looking to the sky or looking over that top shoulder, either way. Breathe, open. Breathe, open. And then untwist, coming back through center, same thing again, pick up that top leg so that you know it's not going to twang away from you when you let it go. No twanging allowed. Switch your sides, so we're going to add on slightly. Oh, I do like this. Does anybody else like this stretch? Is it nice? Give me a thumbs up if we like it. I always feel like I can breathe better after this. It's great. So same thing with a slight variation. So top knee comes up to the chest again. This time you're going to grab hold with your bottom hand of your top knee. So you've got hold of it, it's going nowhere, yeah? Same again, top hand, bottom ankle. So you've got hold of your ankle, because this time what I want you to try and do is keep your top knee on the floor. So you might not go as far, and that's okay, yeah? So again, you start to open out. The foot might come down, it might not. Depends how much work you've been doing over the weekend. Now, this time, what I want you to do is I want you to try and push your top knee into your hand, like you're trying to move it away from you, trying to straighten it out, and your top ankle, or your ankle into your top hand. So you're pushing away with everything. Yeah, pushing away with the leg and the ankle. So you're putting a static contraction on. Keep pushing into the hand, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And then stop pushing, relax, and just see if you could open that little bit further. And just breathe and hold. And then same again, slowly relax out of it, untwist, release the top leg, or bottom leg and top leg, and then switch sides and come to the other side. Give me a thumbs up if that static contraction makes sense. Yeah, you understand what I'm asking for? Yeah, cool. Nicola, you've managed to turn yourself sideways on. You're like upside down. That's better. Freaking me out, man. Teaching somebody upside down. It's a novel experience. Right, top leg bends, grab hold behind the knee. Bottom ankle, top hand. Once you've got into your knotted position, start to open out. Twisting open the chest, keeping the top knee down on the floor as best you can. It might pop up a little bit, it's okay. And once you've got as far as you can, you're going to push the top knee into the hand and the bottom ankle into the other hand, like you're trying to straighten your legs back out on the mat. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep breathing, keep breathing. Push, 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 push. And then stop with the pushing, relax, and just see if you can open out any further. And by open out, I mean top knee down to the mat, bottom foot down to the mat, top shoulder down to the mat. And breathing there. Oh, I've just managed to touch my foot to the mat. That's a very happy place to be. Didn't think it would go. Breathe, and then slowly unravel yourself. Release the top foot, release the knee. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle if you need it after all that rotation. Well done, chaps. That certainly went better than yesterday. I hate Mondays. Mondays are not a good day, are they? You know, Monday's not a good day for getting started at this time in the morning. Anybody need me for anything? Are you ready for your day? Fab. Nice to see you, Nicola. I'll see you later today, won't I? Yeah, cool. I'll send a Zoom link at some point.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you. You're welcome. See you.